Imagine a world where the balance of power shifts, not with the thunderous roar of battle, but with the quiet hum of an engine, the silent glide of a ship through icy waters. What if a single acquisition, a strategic move made far from the world's bustling headlines, could redraw the geopolitical map without a single shot ever being fired? The Arctic, once a pristine, neutral frontier of ice and mystery, is rapidly becoming anything but. A profound change is underway, a subtle fracturing of the global order, and the unsettling truth is, this balance can break so quietly, so insidiously, that by the time we recognize the shift, the new reality has already taken hold. This isn't merely about Russia adding a new vessel to its navy. The recent acquisition of a $3 billion Arctic fleet is far more than just a procurement exercise. It's a strategic declaration. It's a move that fundamentally alters the strategic calculations of every major global player. Today, we're going to unravel why this development means more than just a stronger Russian presence, why it forces a re-evaluation of security and trade routes across the globe, and crucially, who is now compelled to respond to this silent yet seismic shift in power. The unresolved question isn't if others will react, but how, and if they can even catch up. The Arctic, for centuries a frozen barrier, is now emerging as a pivotal center of trade, energy, and increasingly military relevance. As climate change melts its ancient ice, new shipping lanes are opening, promising vastly shorter routes between continents. These aren't just theoretical lines on a map, they are arteries of global supply, vital for transporting goods and resources. Control over these routes translates directly into economic leverage and strategic advantage. This fleet isn't just about patrolling vast expanses. It's about projecting power, securing potential resource wealth, and perhaps most importantly, establishing dominance over future global choke points. The timing of this move is critical, signaling that the race for Arctic supremacy is not just underway, but intensifying, and that scale might matter less than strategic positioning. For decades, the Arctic was largely ignored by military strategists, deemed too harsh, too inaccessible. But as the ice recedes, the region's strategic value has soared. Its vast reserves of oil, gas, and rare earth minerals, coupled with its potential as a shortcut for global shipping, have transformed it into an arena of intense interest. Naval capability, particularly ice-strengthened vessels and icebreakers, is the key to unlocking access and asserting control in this challenging environment. Without the ability to navigate and operate year-round, any claim to territory or influence remains largely theoretical. What we're witnessing is an escalation, not through overt conflict, but through the deliberate, calculated positioning of assets that redefine what's possible in the far north. This isn't about firing missiles. It's about establishing facts on the ice, defining the new boundaries of presence and power. Many might dismiss this as a routine defensive modernization, a predictable upgrade for a nation with a vast Arctic coastline. But to view it merely as such is to miss the profound implications. This fleet's significance lies not just in its formidable capabilities, but in its strategic location and the doctrine it enables. This isn't simply about defending existing borders, it's about shaping the future of global logistics, deterrence, and access. The sheer presence of such a sophisticated, dedicated Arctic force influences everything from the viability of commercial shipping routes to the deployment of military assets by other nations. Where these ships operate, how they integrate into Russia's broader military architecture, and the capabilities they bring to bear, these factors speak volumes. Observers who focus solely on the number of ships or their individual specifications are measuring the wrong indicators. The true measure of this fleet's impact lies in its strategic influence, its ability to project power and control without necessarily engaging in direct confrontation. It's about the hidden mechanism of influence that this fleet unlocks. This sophisticated fleet, far from being a mere defensive measure, fundamentally reshapes the strategic landscape by influencing logistics, deterrence, and access across the Arctic. Imagine a chessboard where one player suddenly controls the central squares, not by taking pieces, but by making it impossible for others to move through them. That's the essence of what this Arctic fleet achieves. By dominating key maritime routes and choke points, Russia gains an unprecedented ability to dictate terms for passage, whether for commercial vessels seeking shorter transit times or for military assets attempting to project power. This control over routes isn't just about physical presence, it's about the leverage it creates over rivals. Nations reliant on these emerging Arctic passages for trade or resource extraction will find themselves operating under the implicit or explicit influence of a powerful naval force. This cannot be easily countered because the very environment itself acts as an amplifier for Russian capabilities. The extreme conditions of the Arctic favor those with specialized equipment and extensive operational experience, creating a natural barrier to entry for any competitor hoping to challenge this dominance. The unique design of these vessels, their ice-breaking capabilities, and their ability to operate autonomously for extended periods in unforgiving conditions mean that traditional naval power projection doctrines are often rendered ineffective. The real consequences of this strategic shift are already beginning to manifest. Nations like China, heavily invested in the Polar Silk Road Initiative, and NATO members with Arctic coastlines, suddenly face a dramatically altered geopolitical reality. Russia gains significant strategic pressure, not just militarily but economically and diplomatically. For other actors, flexibility is diminished. Short-term, we'll likely see increased surveillance and intelligence gathering efforts from Western powers, attempting to map the full extent of this new Russian capability. Medium-term, expect accelerated investments in Arctic-capable assets by other nations, but these efforts will inevitably lag given the lead Russia has established. The asymmetry in response options is stark. Building a comparable fleet, acquiring the necessary operational expertise, and establishing the logistical support in the Arctic takes decades and immense resources. This move by Russia has effectively changed the rules of engagement in the High North, increasing tension not through overt aggression, but through a quiet, undeniable assertion of control. The question isn't if others will respond, but how, and if they can even catch up. This isn't merely an Arctic story. It's a profound signal on the global stage. Russia's $3 billion Arctic fleet acquisition is a powerful message, transcending its immediate geographic context. It's part of a broader pattern of quiet militarization, where strategic advantage is gained not through direct conflict, but through the deliberate positioning of assets that subtly but fundamentally alter the balance of power. This fleet is a testament to the idea that modern geopolitical competition isn't always fought with bombs and bullets, but often through calculated investments in capabilities that reshape the operational environment. It's a message that Russia is not just a regional player, but a global one, willing and able to project influence into the most challenging and strategically vital corners of the world. This isn't just hardware, it's a statement of intent, a reassertion of power, and a challenge to the existing global order. It forces a recalibration of strategic thinking far beyond the Arctic Circle. The world is being told, without a single word, that the rules are changing. What most people miss in these complex geopolitical maneuvers is that balance breaks doesn't necessarily mean immediate instability or a sudden explosion of conflict. Instead, it often refers to these slow structural shifts that are far harder to reverse. It's not about a sudden jolt, but a gradual tilting of the scales that, once tipped, requires monumental effort to right again. The true danger lies in the insidious nature of these changes. They don't grab headlines with the same urgency as a direct confrontation, but their long-term implications are far more profound. Dominance, especially in strategic regions, often begins at the margins, in places once considered too remote or insignificant. The Arctic, once a frozen periphery, is now a testament to this truth. The control of these new routes, the access to untapped resources, and the strategic advantage of a year-round naval presence in the High North represent a slow-motion reordering of power that will resonate for generations. This isn't about an instant flashpoint, but rather the quiet, persistent erosion of previous assumptions. The balance isn't shattered in a single dramatic event, but slowly, almost imperceptibly, chipped away. This fleet isn't just a collection of ships, it's a strategic lever, designed to exert influence in ways that are difficult to counter without provoking escalation. It's a masterclass in how to gain an advantage without firing a shot, by simply being present and capable where others are not. The subtle yet profound impact of this acquisition lies in its ability to redefine what is possible in the Arctic, making certain actions feasible for Russia and significantly more challenging, if not impossible, for others. The true power lies not in its immediate use, but in its mere existence, altering the strategic calculus for every nation with Arctic interests. It's a silent, powerful reshaping of the geopolitical map. What most people miss in these complex geopolitical maneuvers is that balance breaks doesn't necessarily mean immediate instability or a sudden explosion of conflict. Instead, it often refers to these slow, structural shifts that are far harder to reverse. It's not about a sudden jolt, but a gradual tilting of the scales that, once tipped, requires monumental effort to right again. The true danger lies in the insidious nature of these changes. They don't grab headlines with the same urgency as a direct confrontation, but their long-term implications are far more profound. Dominance, especially in strategic regions, often begins at the margins, in places once considered too remote or insignificant. The Arctic, once a frozen periphery, is now a testament to this truth. The control of these new routes, the access to untapped resources, and the strategic advantage of a year-round naval presence in the high north represent a slow-motion reordering of power that will resonate for generations. It's a testament to the idea that the most impactful shifts are often the ones that unfold quietly, away from the immediate glare of global attention, allowing a new reality to coalesce before the world fully grasps its significance. This quiet accumulation of power, this strategic positioning at the edge of the world, forces a profound question. Does this move necessitate an escalation, or will it compel a reluctant accommodation from other nations? The implications are far-reaching and deeply unsettling. Future conflicts, whether military or economic, may well be decided not by grand battles, but by who controls the most inhospitable yet strategically vital territories on Earth. The ability to navigate and operate year-round in the Arctic provides Russia with an asymmetric advantage that reshapes global trade routes, resource access, and military projection capabilities. The $3 billion investment isn't just about maritime hardware. It's about buying options, securing leverage, and subtly dictating the terms of engagement in a rapidly changing world. The ice is melting, and with it, old geopolitical certainties. The next silent move, the next quiet acquisition, could be the one that truly sets the stage for the coming decades, defining who leads and who follows in a world where the margins are becoming the new center. The Arctic, once a frozen barrier, is now a gateway, and Russia has just secured the key. The future of global power might just be decided in the chilling silence of the high north.